I'm Judge Gwen Davis Yancey, and welcome to Mindshift Relationship Court, where we explore mindsets, habits, and relationship boundaries from the family room to the boardroom. We use expert testimony and provide court rulings so you can mind shift and live your best life yet. And we have our expert witness here today, and before we officially introduce her, I want to explain to our expert witness as well as to the viewers how I run Mindshift Relationship Court. We run it in 3 phases. There's the exploration phase, and the exploration phase is where we get to know the expert and the expertise that you have to offer to the viewers. And then the second phase is the Mindshift phase. The Mindshift phase is where our expert talks about the different mindsets, habits, and relationship boundaries that you can incorporate to change your life so that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And then the third phase is the court ruling. So I will provide a Mindshift court ruling so that we get everything summarized and you've got the great takeaways that empower you. So I want to officially introduce you, and can you introduce yourself and tell the viewers a little bit about you?
Well, first I will say thank you, Judge Gwen, for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
I am Usha Fleming. I'm a financial coach, and I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and I also am a certified peace officer in the state of Georgia, which is from the Georgia Post Council. Becoming a financial coach, basically just a little bit about my background. I have always had great financial money management skills, and I have always had great credit and maintained good credit. With some of my family members, they did not. So it was, I enjoy helping people. So being able to help them get out of hardships and step into financial freedom, that was my main passion.
That's awesome. And you mentioned about stepping into financial freedom. What does that really look like?
So basically being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and for how long you want to do it. So a lot of people think that it's not tangible, but it actually is. You just have to have the proper mindset and change some habits that you already have and transition to doing things differently. Yeah. So changes and growth is essential. Changes and growth,
that's awesome. And we're going to get into the mindsets and habits when we get into the courtroom. And you talked about you were a peace officer. What exactly did you do as a peace officer?
So basically, I'm a deputy sheriff with the Clark County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. And what do you do as a deputy sheriff?
Of course, safety and security of the jail. But my main thing, I'm a dare officer, and also the explorers leader. So basically helping youth and teens transition to making good decisions in the community and just learning how to be productive citizens as they get older.
Okay, and that is excellent because I know you're going to be talking about building generational wealth.
Right.
So you work with youth in the DARE program, and what exactly is the DARE program?
It's the Drug Abuse Resistant Education Program. So just helping them to transition from learning how to make safe and responsible decisions and be productive citizens, and also just giving them different tools to be able to cope in the community.
That's awesome, and that definitely fits in with building generational wealth. And we're going to talk more about building generational wealth with our expert witness, Usha Fleming, when we return after this break, and we'll be in the Mindshift Relationship Courtroom when we return. You are one decision from your next level. When you shift away from fear, you can begin to shift into your future. Your success is actually waiting for you. welcome back to Mindshift Relationship Court. I'm Judge Gwen Davis-Yancey, and we are here with our expert witness, Usha Fleming, who is a financial coach. And now that we're here in the courtroom, I'm going to actually call the case and swear our witness in. So we are calling the case, and the case number is 2019-6143. The case name is Building Generational Wealth. Can you raise your right hand? Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and all of the truth?
Yes.
And can you state your name for the record?
Usha Fleming.
And you have expertise as a financial coach.
Yes, ma'am.
And by the way, before we get into your expert testimony, I would like the viewers to know how to get in contact with you.
Okay. My website is www.urfinancialcoach.com, and my email address is flemingfinancialllc@gmail.com.
Now, earlier you talked about credit.
Yes.
And you talked about how important credit is. So why did you find credit is so important?
Well, a lot of people think cash is king, but credit is power. When you have basically are able to go get different accounts, and basically you have the buying power with credit. Cash is very liquid and it can run out. And if you have it tied up in things, you're not able to do as much. So when you have lines of credit, you're able to do more.
So when you have lines of credit and you're able to do more, does that fit in with building generational wealth?
Absolutely. Generational wealth is really being able to have the network and the resources, and also being able to support your family, and also having the opportunities for generations to come.
So credit is really important in that regard?
Absolutely, absolutely. And also money management and being able to establish a budget and have a working budget monthly.
A working budget. So how do people establish a budget so that they can be moving towards building generational wealth?
Looking at your monthly expenditures, and also seeing your income, paying attention to your income. So you need to make sure more is not going out than is what's coming in.
Yes, yes. So how did you develop the mindsets to be able to make sure your credit is good and building generational wealth?
Mainly being able to, so how did I transition?
Yes.
Well, honestly, I have always had those good. My family is consumer-minded family. So I just seen their hardships and seen the things that they did wrong and I did differently. And I just also utilized the things that I learned that they did to help others not to do those same mistakes.
And sometimes it's important to learn from other people's mistakes
Yes.
so that we don't repeat those mistakes. And that is important in terms of building generational wealth. Well, we're going to return, and when we return from a break, we're going to have you go to the Mindshift exhibit board so that you can explore further about building generational wealth. We will return in a moment. I'm Judge Gwen Davis-Yancey, and welcome back to Mindshift Relationship Court. Court is back in session, and we have our expert witness here today, Usha Fleming, who is a financial coach. And Usha is at the Mindshift exhibit board, and she is going to talk about building generational wealth, which is extremely important for you and your family. So Usha, can you explain what building generational wealth is?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go ahead and write. So building, that's basically setting up the foundation. So the foundation as far as your mindset, getting the positive mindset, and also putting yourself around the right people, getting the proper training, which is very essential for you to establish wealth. And then generational, that is going into legacy. So with your legacy, it's important that you establish tangible businesses and also have the money management skills that you're passing on to generations to come so that they can establish the wealth that is needed. And then wealth, for me, that's basically doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, and for how long you want to do it, and also being able to help others while doing it. My advice for all the viewers is basically knowing that generational wealth is attainable. It starts with mindset, putting yourself around the positive people, and getting rid of all the negative naysayers that are in your ear that will possibly deter you from keep moving forward. I would just say, know your why and keep pushing.
So building generational wealth is extremely important. It sets you up as well as your family so that there is a fresh start. It's just like when you run a race and you're running a race with someone who is a little faster than you, they give you a head start. When you're building generational wealth, you are giving your legacy a head start. And that is the Mindshift Court ruling for today. And I always want you to remember that your mind is extremely powerful and you have power over your mind, so you can mind shift and live your best life yet. Mindshift Relationship Court is adjourned.